feelings? How y'all doing? Hey.
We got mixed drinks here, coconut water and coffee. What you got, G?
This is hot water and vitamin C.
Okay. I got some black coffee.
Mixed drink. Cheers to that. So what's happening, y'all? Why we here today? Talk to us, Lex.
You mean like why are we here in life as human beings?
People as souls.
As souls. Why do we reincarnate into this life?
I don't know, but next time I want to come back as Beyonce. Wait, can you?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Huh?
You having a wardrobe malfunction?
I definitely had a malfunction this morning. Had the bombest Adidas tracksuit on, and no, this might be TMI, but no shirt, just a bra. And yeah, my zipper got.
You're really hot, so we can exploit your sex.
That's not what this is about, okay?
That's exactly what
I'm trying to.
That's why we're here.
That's
okay?
why we're here.
That's not why we're here. Okay, get it off of me. I don't want to talk about my
So
wardrobe.
for the people who don't know, we are sisters. I'm Alexis Miranda.
Word.
And
I'm Ari Miranda. This is Big Lex and little
Ari.
Little Ari.
And this is.
I am Dash Kennedy Williams.
I'm sorry, are we speaking directly to the camera?
I don't know what
No,
we're
you're
speaking
just-
to.
Oh,
We're just
okay.
talking.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You're just being in
we're
it.
just here. We're
I'm
just
here. I'm in it.
And you
Yeah.
cut him off when he was introducing
I'm
himself.
so sorry, Dad.
Aries energy.
I'm good.
She's
Virgo.
fire.
They're sisters, and I'm like the third adopted brother. Right?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
officially.
He from Texas.
As of today.
We from
Already.
Texas.
Already.
We are from Texas, Dallas.
Yep. D-Town.
Going down.
Cedar Hill. It's going down.
You're Cedar
D-Town.
Hill?
Yeah.
Okay, Oak Cliff.
Cedar Hill, Oak Cliff.
Lancaster.
All the areas. I rep DFW because out here people don't know anything about, you know, like smaller
The
smaller
suburbs.
suburbs.
Right.
Like
They don't know about
Laverne.
Oak Cliff.
Yep.
Well, actually, people out here know about Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people. But I feel like probably because DSR and like the song. I don't
Fucking DSR, man.
Y'all think it's DSR?
DSR, huh?
Did DSR put Oak Cliff on the map?
know. Huh?
Yeah.
DSR did.
Oak
Y'all think
Cliff.
it was DSR?
That's my hood.
Hell yeah.
Put it in his face.
Get that shit understood. This ain't what you want, boy. Tell me you get hood. That's Oak Cliff. That's my hood.
Okay, look. This is why I really wanted Dash to be a part of this.
Yes.
Because one thing that people have said about us is, okay, we're of like mixed ancestry, and people always expect us to be a certain way, but we really like some round the way girls, and people always get surprised by that, right? And it's when I met Dash and started being around Dash, I was like, because you know Dash has a white mom, and who was raised by his shout out to white mom, who was so white mama. Thank you for giving us yes, oops y'all. But one thing that struck me about Dash was kind of what people say about us. I looked at him, I was like, for him to be raised by his white mama, he's so very not that you can't be in contact with us, but he was just so soulful. You just wait. You know,
Wait, finish that. You said not that you can't be in contact
touch with like your soul as a mixed person or even as a white person, but just what people tend to say about us. I felt the same way about Dash. And you remember what you told me? You were like, she said,
because.
Yeah,
What
no,
was the
because like I knew my dad growing up, right? I wasn't this kid that didn't have his father in his life, like, but I always looked up to my dad, and I lived away from him. He lived at the time. He lived in Georgia, so I would see him like every other Christmas, and you know, as I got older, it was less and less though, just because I don't know, money. I don't know why my parents really weren't doing that, but that's that piece of me that I always aspired to the most, right?
To be
like
connected
my
with
dad
more.
to
Who was the black parent?
The black parent to you know, to grow up to be like my father or to know more of my father. So I feel like I just that was like what I leaned into. I've always seen myself as a black man, not as a white man.
well, yeah, you didn't have a choice in that.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's how the world's gonna see you too, as a non-white. You know, but like, so I've just aspired to that. All of my friends, I gravitated towards that, and
Remember what you told me about you used to
I don't
tell your
remember
mama, I don't
exactly.
want to go to black church?
Yeah, no, I didn't tell her that. I just started going because my mom.
You were going to church by yourself?
Yeah, on my own accord because like my mom.
That's amazing.
My mom grew up in like a Catholic school.
Okay.
Right? And but then she stopped like going to church or whatever. She was like, I was raised Catholic.
That usually
and that's
happens
about
when
it.
you're raised Catholic.
Exactly.
Right.
You fall the fuck off.
Right. Hey, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Oh.
We went to Catholic church too.
Like,
We'll get into
falling
that.
asleep.
Yeah. Right.
No.
We went to Catholic church too, Dash, and we'll talk about that
It's
later.
like a lullaby.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should talk about that for sure. But then, yeah, and I was just like, I want to go to black church. Like, I feel like I need to go to church right now. So
How old were you when you decided to go to black church?
I was like probably like 12, 13. Like,
okay.
So
you were like, something's missing in my life.
Missing in my life. I need Pastor Ronnie and the fucking Reverend Ronnie, Pastor Earl. So that's where I went. I went to New Birth Baptist Church.
New Birth?
Yeah, and that was my church family. And yeah, I did that for a long time, and I would just go by myself.
So you showed up at this church by yourself, literally.
Yeah, and back then I had like long curly hair. I looked like Lionel Richie and all that.
They were like, who is this cute little Lionel Richie looking? That's amazing.
Wait, so how did you even know to go? Did you like see it on TV and all the black movies?
No.
What was your influence? Like, you were like,
you saw Fighting Temptations with Beyonce?
No. I was like, who likes Kirk Franklin? And they was like, I do. I was like, where you go? Where do you go to church? No, one of my best friends, he went, and his father was a reverend at New Birth.
That's
so I was like,
major influence.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, maybe all of my idols sang in church, you know what I'm saying, when they were, whatever.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be just like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I had, that wasn't, for me, that wasn't when I was younger. It was when I got older. When I started looking at people like, and we'll dive into our background, but like, I started looking at the Whitney Houstons and the Aretha Franklins, and I was like,
Beyonce.
We was close to home with B, but like,
we were.
Seeing them, seeing these documentaries and them like being so grounded in church, like, dude, that makes a difference.
Being grounded in black church is a different
black church, exactly. Like I was like, I need to invest myself in this. Yeah, so I feel you on that.
So I mean, black church. The funniest takeaway from that whole thing was the timing, right? Like, and no one understands it unless you go to black church. But you start at 8, whatever, and you end at like 3 p.m.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's an all day thing.
That service, that little pamphlet, you don't even acknowledge that.
It's Sunday school.
Right.
It's the announcements between Sunday school and the actual service.
Yeah, we got stories.
You have a break, you come back.
Lexus,
you go to the service. And after the service,
it's the post service.
Then you eat.
In the basement.
Go to pastor's house.
Pastor's house.
Yep, that's the whole thing. Then you pray some more at pastor's house before the food, after the food, when you leave.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Damn, I missed that.
Me too.
Let's start a black church.
We need a
right in the middle of West Hollywood.
Let's go. So many people will come.
And we just call it Black Church.
Black Church. Right.
We call it Black Church Baptist.
Yo, let's do that. For real.
And we do only Kirk Franklin songs.
The one
and
with
Richard
Kanye,
Smallwood.
The one with Kanye West now?
I would do. How y'all feel about that?
I actually haven't even been following it. I was going to go to the service in Compton recently. I was going to go to that one, but
Brad Pitt showed up.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. What you feel about that?
Mixed feelings, like to.
Of course.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because on one hand, I'm like happy to see someone with such a huge platform trying to bring people to God.
Sure.
So I'm like, in a way, that's like a really good
Absolutely.
thing. But then I'm like, is this to sell stuff? Like, because I feel like there's still that aspect of like capitalism and like selling merch and doing all the stuff, and it's like trying to sell records, and so that's the part that I feel weird about.
So you just don't know how genuine and sincere he is about the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
His sincerity, I can't get it out.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, but I don't feel like we can get caught. We can't get wrapped up in people's own intentions. We have to accept it for what it is, because there's so many pastors that have been at the altar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not for me to dive into your life and try to investigate who you are and what are your intentions. Definitely. It's for me to receive the word
in the clock
and keep
choir
it pushing. Exactly. But that's not to say like I feel mixed feelings. I have. For me, it goes far beyond like, okay, are you doing this to make money? You can make money, that's okay, but it's just like, I've heard different stories, and totally correct me if I'm wrong, could be wrong, but like, I've heard these little stories about Kanye sort of like making comments to his wife, Kim, about like how she's dressing now and what she represents, and it's like, that stuff I have an issue with. Not an issue, but that stuff is just like, okay, are you doing that because you're in this phase where you're like Mr. Gospel now?
Yeah, because he's saying like he won't even rap his old songs even.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so he's saying like, I'm changing
Oh,
everything.
he crossing the line.
That's silly because
you crossing the
Kanye's
line.
catalog is the gospel.
I always said Kanye was a gospel artist to me from the beginning.
Yeah.
Even his
Because
secular
his first
stuff.
song, what was his first song? Was
Let Me Through the Wire. To me, that's gospel. But to me, that is gospel to me.
Yeah.
You know, that first album, that was gospel to me. Yeah, it had some breathe in, breathe out, let these hoes out. You know, Luda, like it had records like that. But for the most part, he's always been very inspirational.
And honest.
You know what I'm saying? And uplifting.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be my comment on that whole Kanye, wherever he is, this chapter of his life. Like, that's how I feel about it. You know.
So, you know, and to piggyback off of y'all, I'm in total alignment. I got mixed feelings on it because I do question his intentions. But like you said, at the same time, the impact that it's having on people, and I feel like honestly, Black people need that.
Yeah.
Right. People need that, and not just Black people, but
need what?
Just me. I just remember how good church made me feel,
I feel you.
and how good Kirk Franklin made me feel. You know, we grew up on Kirk, and I just
we grew up literally with Kirk.
we did. Yeah, we did. I remember he put me on stage during Revolution at his concert. They had to pull me off the stage. I was like,
"You want a Revolution?"
Because they were like, "All right, songs over, kids," and I was just like,
I would say our background with our mom is like, I never looked at like my grandmother as like a super religious person. She wasn't at all. Going to church on Sunday. She had 5 kids. She was in survival mode. She was a boss. But you know what? She was very spiritual. You felt that grandma was very powerful and she was connected to something, Lord, because you know, she would make meals when there was no money and like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you knew she was spiritual. Yeah, I mean, 5 kids and then her kids started having kids at a young age. So it's like full house. But anyways, I say all that to say she wasn't like we're going to church on Sunday. What pulled us into that world was my dad's sister. Yep. That was weird because our family, our mom is full Black, African American, and my dad is Cape Verdean. Cape Verdean is
like being Brazilian.
West African. But anyways, and so on my dad's side, like my Nana was Catholic, you know, we were going to the Catholic churches when we were with her, going to sleep, you know.
Creeped out.
I was like, Nana, I don't want to go back to this place.
She just looked down on you and she just put the holy water.
She's like, Corby, just be quiet.
So we was going to Catholic church, when we was with grandma, no church, and then all of a sudden our auntie
Wendy always took me to church.
Yeah,
she always took me to Black church. So it's been a part of my life since I was like 3 years old, like every weekend.
Baptist church.
So you would go back and forth. So you were going to both.
I was going to both. I got,
We were going to both, and she was at a small Baptist church.
Honey.
But woo, we love that church.
The preacher would stop preaching and he'd be like, the Spirit is in this place. And people would just be wailing and moaning and crying.
Little church. Like Oak Cliff. Like nothing else around. You know, everybody's so close. Like Sister Whitaker is hitting you. You know, we have nothing, no blood ties. But she's like, wake up.
You get beat by anybody.
Get beat by anybody.
So that get it.
Right. So that was our experience. And then eventually when we got, I don't know what my mother's particular experience was, but she started going to church. I didn't really see too many of my aunts or my grandmother, like I said, going to church. And then my mom all of a sudden wanted to try TD Jakes. When we were young, I want to say I was, I don't know, 7,
but he wasn't even a mega church at that time.
It was not. It was the...
Oh, okay.
It was a small church.
We started from the bottom, baby.
Okay.
I said he was in a small church. It had dirty carpet. It smelled funny.
Wasn't it green carpet?
It was green carpet, and it was dirty. Funny. We used to be like literally your TD, and we would be in the children's choir this close to him while he preached.
So we all the while going from this mega church, you know, to this. We were still going to St. Philip's. St. Philip's, super small church, to the bouncing from that to the mega church, and then being with Nana occasionally going to the Catholic church.
Wow,
so that was our experience of church and religion. So we was like, okay, so y'all talking to this guy and y'all over here praising to that guy, and we're like, okay,
y'all niggas can't sing.
They can sing in that church. I don't know what y'all
mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings.
I got mixed feelings.
I got mixed feelings. Right. Okay, hold on.
You trying to start stepping in the Catholic church. You're like, why ain't y'all moving?
You get popped.
You hitting your knee up against the little knee stool,
Yeah,
you know.
the
It was
little
confusing. Alexis, this is kind of therapeutic because it was confusing, right? I mean, as a kid, you're with Nana, and she's telling you, be still, be quiet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you go to the church, you go to the Baptist church, and your auntie's telling you, if you ain't moving, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
like you ain't feeling the
you
spirit.
ain't-
Like,
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
That is.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's telling you like you have to do this or do this.
Right.
But it's amazing that y'all were doing both, which
We were
is
doing
kind of our
both.
lived
Yeah, I was sleeping
experience.
through one of them. I wasn't doing
Yeah,
that.
we would always.
I mean, yeah.
I was looking at the gargoyles.
We was
I was like,
observers. right.
Yeah.
you know.
That's funny. That's
Right.
That's funny because that's like to me that strikes me because it's like kind of our lived experience too, you know,
Yours?
because we're parts of both worlds
Yeah.
as mixed people.
Absolutely.
And so we kind of we don't necessarily have to ascribe to either side, but
No.
we're kind of
Have
in
options.
both sides.
And we're kind of spectators.
We're
in both
spectators.
ways.
Both.
Right.
And we're
You know?
yeah,
I always
it's like,
looked at it
what
as
up,
an
y'all?
advantage.
Yeah.
A cool placement.
Yeah. Yeah. Have y'all watched Mixed-ish yet?
I have not.
Either have I. It's okay.
No.
I
watched
just
the
haven't had the
pilot.
desire. How is it?
I felt some kind of I'm gonna be honest. I felt a little jealousy.
Why?
This is why I didn't watch it. This is why I wasn't like so gung ho about it. I love Blackish.
Me too.
I haven't watched Grownish yet just
I
because I have a
love
queue.
Grownish.
Grownish.
I have like too many things on the queue,
Grownish
but I'm
is
gonna
so
probably
good.
get on Grownish too. But when I seen Mixed-ish come out, I was like, damn it, that's my story. You know what I mean? I was like, so I felt some kind of jealous
Crazy.
way, like I wanted to be part of something like this.
I'm
you know what I mean?
Mixed-ish.
I'm Mixed-ish. They don't know Mixed-ish. So, but whatever. I think it's still cool. And I watched the pilot. The pilot was good.
Okay.
But there's this moment where the daughter has to decide if she's with her black friends or she's with her white friends. And like the principal's making her decide in front of the hallway. And it just reminded me of that.
Did you ever have that moment?
That's a good question.
No. I kind of bounced both. I was the type of person I was friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody. I feel like even Spanish people, like Latin
Same.
people.
I feel like I might have
But for
connected
me-
more with
I'm
the
just letting him
Mexican
talk because
kids.
I'm over here like, yep, that's
Right.
exactly what it
Because
was.
it's like that. I feel like sees like, and
Yeah.
and I see like in everybody. So it's like, who am I not friends with? In my white friends, I'm the black person. And my black friends, they're the like key to the white community.
Right.
So I can talk about racism openly with
Yeah.
like my black friends and tell them this is what white people feel. This is how.
So
my
you a snitch,
family-
you an informant.
Basically.
All your white friends are now gonna be like, okay,
for
I'm
him.
Dash.
Okay, he goes and tells them. Okay,
Damn,
so, we cannot be candid.
We
with
can't
him.
be candid. We cannot be candid.
But yes, and I've always felt that way because I get to see, like you saw that picture that she showed you. I grew up with an entirely white family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I see where I don't think anybody in my family on my white side is racist, but they're not aware of the just that sub level of racism that's in our society.
Right.
Right. And so that's kind of where I see differently and where they look to me or where I try to like teach them, but they're not aware of their biases.
And conditioning is conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes, it
And
is.
at the end of the day, even if you're racist, it's conditioning.
You
Yeah.
don't even realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not conscious too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is it so? You said the answer to her question was no. You never felt pressure.
I was kind
until
of
she-
weird. I felt this thing where it was like I didn't feel black enough with
Yeah.
black people. They would make me feel like
Yeah.
when it came to like being on the black top with the black girls in the morning before they do the cheers before the bell rings. It would be moments like, you can't dance. And I'm like, I know I can dance.
Yeah.
You know? It would be things like that. But I would still hang with them. And then, but I was also, voted captain of the cheerleading squad in junior high school by an all-white team. And you looked at the pictures at Benjamin
Really?
Franklin. Yeah, they voted me captain.
Oh,
I was the captain of that team.
Right.
And it was
Yeah,
all
and it
white.
was like mostly. I mean, it was like a couple black girls,
Yeah.
but for the most part, the team was white. And
Yeah.
so when the captain thing came and they pulled my name out of the pot because this team voted for me, I was like,
That's
I was like, whoa. So then that happened, and then
Was that a whoa moment for you though?
yeah,
Really?
Because if you
Okay.
looked at the pictures of the other cheerleading squads, it was always a white girl in front.
yeah.
Okay.
And then so now it's like me in front.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that at Franklin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but then at the same time, I was still in Texas, and I'm not like you. You know, you look more.
Yeah, I can
you
pass.
know,
I can pass.
I'm still more brown, so I can't say that I have ever been in a. Well, no, I did have a friend, Kristen, in the 8th grade. We was in a car with her mom, and I remember her mama said some racist shit towards shopping.
But did her mom know y'all's?
Well, so I kind of said. So Kirsten said, "Mom, Alexis is."
Yeah,
Mom,
in the car.
in the car, and she goes, "I thought she was Egyptian." I swear to God, she was like, "I'm sorry."
What did she say?
She thought it wasn't nothing like too crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It wasn't, but she literally was like, "I thought she was Egyptian," or something weird like that. That was a moment that I remember. But yeah, I can't say that I fit in with whites like you did.
Yeah.
I felt accepted.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was no like crazy tension.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was in there like
Yeah.
you were.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Hispanic people just always fucked with me.
Yeah.
They just always fucked with me. But it was weird because even with the mixed people that are mixed like you, it sometimes I felt like I wasn't mixed enough to be with the mixed people.
That's
I have
funny.
It was weird for me. It was a weird thing.
And I think a lot of that has to do with exposure. So his exposure was family. Our exposure was, even though we had a Nana who was technically white, she was Cape Verdean.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that side of the family was white, but we weren't with them
With
all
them,
the time. We were
exactly.
more so in our
Black
black
side.
experience with our black side.
Exactly.
So then the exposure would be school. So a lot of our comfort came from, or I'll say a lot of my comfort with people came from my influence in school.
With white people?
Yes, I was going to ask
Comfort
you.
with white people, you mean?
Just people in general.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable with black people.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with the Latins, right? I'm probably more comfortable, really, with Latins than anybody.
Her first school was all Mexican.
So my question was, did you ever go to an all-white school, though?
When I first started going to Rolling Hills, it was white.
That was all white?
It was white. And we
So I
had
was there
some
with
black
you
kids
as well.
sprinkled. But like when I first started going like junior high.
You were there for a long
I mean, not
time?
junior high.
You were there for a long time?
I went from pre-K to the 6th grade. I was in Lancaster.
That's a long time.
But you know, on and off. You know how it was with mom.
Right.
But when Lancaster was predominantly white when I was little.
Really?
Yes.
Crazy.
It was predominantly white, and then black people started to move in.
Because when you said I wasn't, there was a lack of connection for you with white people, I thought maybe that had something to do with your exposure to in school. Well, I said that's
like
different for me.
my first grade class, Miss McPartland's class, I was like the only black kid in that class, but I didn't feel no type of way. Like I was very smart because of Nana, and I wasn't afraid to like if she asked the question, who knows? I was like, you know,
Yeah.
She was a smart one, not me.
So I'll just say I didn't feel fully embraced like I feel like Dash probably felt fully
That has
embraced.
a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't have no hard times. Nobody look at me crazy, call me the N-word or nothing like that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but I also had that in
real?
my town. Yeah. I wasn't allowed to date my first girlfriend because I was black. Like,
Whoa.
she was this white girl. She was a senior. I was a freshman in high school. And like, it was the type like sneaking in the window, crawling out the window.
What?
Boy, you could have been shot.
Yeah. Well,
Are you
for real in
serious?
Texas,
In
for real.
Texas?
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oak Cliff? What are we talking
No,
about?
This was in Cleburne.
Oh, I was like, what?
This is a smaller part of.
Okay.
But it's like a country. I mean,
yeah.
there's racists everywhere. You know. What I
Of
mean?
course. Yeah.
But yeah. So I was embraced by white people, but also I was viewed as other. I feel
Right.
like it was like something black happened in the news. How do you feel about it? You know what I mean?
Dash, what do you
I
think?
was like even though as light as I am, whatever,
Yeah.
like I had my cornrows back then when I was dating her, but like I was still rocking Abercrombie, popping my collar, trying to be a prep, trying to be down with the preps and stuff.
Right.
Because that was, to me, that was what money looked like.
Look like, right?
You know what I
Same.
mean?
Right.
I was like, I got Abercrombie, I'm
Right.
You know what I mean?
I already know.
But they would be like, oh, so he's like our black liaison, like.
Dance, Dash.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm listening to y'all, and it's just like I was sort of meditating on my own experience, and it was just like I don't know if this is what you're saying, but I never saw color growing up. That sounds really cheesy.
No, I believe that with you especially.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about it, and it was just like...
She came up at a slightly different time than us, too, so...
Yeah, I'm a 90s baby. Nice. And, like, I was just thinking, so, yeah, being exposed to so many different schools, like she started off saying, I went to a Head Start program that was all Mexican.
They did not speak English.
And come to find out, nobody in the school, not even the teacher, spoke English. I don't know how that happened. And the way
we got a picture of her with a bunch of Mexican kids with a watermelon.
There was something called Watermelon Day, and it was an event that was in place to bring the parents to engage with the kids and other kids, whatever. So my mom shows up. It's Watermelon Day, and we're sitting at this table, and they start passing around the watermelon, and my mom's like trying to talk to people, and she's like, "Wait a second, nobody's speaking English." She goes to the teacher doesn't speak English. Then she comes to me, and I'm just with the kids, just being a kid. Hola. And my mom goes, "Nobody speaks English here." I don't know how this happened. This is a very true story, and I had been in that school for at least 5 months, 6 months.
Just not noticing.
I was like, all right. I'm with it.
I like this.
That was my first school, so she pulled me out of it, obviously.
Wow.
And then I started going to just different schools, all black schools, all white schools. Stonewall Jackson was all white.
All white, yeah.
And I was just, whatever I was thrown into, I was like, all right, let's go. And I think it started from that experience alone.
Definitely.
Imagine being in a room when you're like, what was that, 4 or 5? I was 4.
About 4.
With all these kids,
that didn't
brown
even speak
kids
your
that
language.
didn't speak my language. I was like, okay, Mom wants me here. That's weird.
And if you look at the picture, she looks so happy.
There's a picture of me on
like
Watermelon
they all
Day.
look happy. They all got watermelons.
So that's hilarious.
They're like, "This is my friend, Ari Miranda."
They probably looked at my last name and was like, "Oh, she speaks Spanish too."
Right.
I don't know how that happened, but anyway.
I just want to know what y'all was talking about. You know, like what you were ever saying.
They probably just played.
Honey, this was before kindergarten.
This was like pre.
You don't know no ABCs. You don't know nothing. And come to think about it, when you're at that age, it's kind of like daycare. When adults threw us in daycare, it was just like you were in daycare with all kinds of kids. It didn't matter if you spoke the same language or not.
Y'all went to daycare
You
too?
played.
I didn't. She did.
Okay.
I went to daycare, and because a very important thing is my dad and my mom were never together when I was born. My dad had remarried, sort of, with a Mexican woman who was bilingual. And her side of the family started taking me in as well. Yeah. So when I needed to go to daycare, it was with her family. So I could be, like I said earlier, I'm more comfortable with Latin.
It's the exposure.
I think it's because of that. I was in daycare with them, and then they threw me in this. That's probably what happened. It just got mixed up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, so that was I guess, I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well,
I just know I remember the connection with friends.
Yeah.
And
see color
growing up. Like
when did you first start to see color?
It wasn't until recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I feel like a late bloomer with that. So when I say recently, I mean as of the last 4 or 5 years, or maybe it was.
Yeah. You started waking up a little bit.
Yeah, but this one, she always kept me like, this is Malcolm Lex.
Malcolm Lex right here.
Well,
this is Malcolm Lex.
But you know what? What's crazy about it is I didn't really care about color.
Nope.
I didn't care about color for the longest. I had like my first friend in Lancaster was a white girl named Amy next door. Yeah. And then Amy went goth, and I was like, oh, she worships the devil. She has black nails. Amy, what's going on? I didn't care until I got to high school in Ava. And that's when my cousin started getting in trouble with the criminal justice system. You know, and the police were dragging him out of his house. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And then this girl that I kind of looked up to in the 6th grade, we did a play at a community theater together. She was freaking older.
Angela Davis.
Well, no, but when we first did the play together, she looked like Aaliyah. Like she wore Tommy Hilfiger, she had her hair straight, her she was light skinned. So she was in this play that I did. She was older than me. I just thought she was a goddess. Yeah. And then I went to the art school years later. She was a junior when I was a freshman, so we reconnected. But in high school, and she was enrolled with Thunder Hear My Cry. That's how I met her. But I was in the 6th grade when I did that community play. When I got to high school, she was Angela Davis. She had locks. She was like, hey, sister, like no more Aaliyah. She was
straight.
She had
The cafeteria.
She had
Sit with us.
She had the shell. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She had the shells in her ear, wearing the onks or whatever. Not the conks. That's
The conks.
That's the exact opposite of the onk. The conk, the onk.
The conk and the
The conk and the onk. Either you a conk or you a onk.
What you is?
What you is? But yeah, and she pulled me. She was like, to the side, and she started giving me books, like. And she opened my eyes to all of that. She was like, this is why your cousin in the system,
Yeah. And that started trickling down to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
And then also you would hear grandma every once in a while be like, say some shit like, white people, you can't trust them. They took everything from us. Because we had a family farm and like land in Louisiana, and it was taken unfairly when my granddaddy died.
White people say.
My granddaddy.
Oh, that generation, right?
Yeah,
so, I would hear that.
You would hear stories.
You would hear stories.
You can feel the pain around you.
You can feel the pain.
Yeah.
You can feel the pain, especially being around a black family. You can feel the pain.
You're absorbing as you're growing up. You're downloading.
Absolutely.
And then you wake up one day, and I think that's what it was for me. It was just like you start putting these things together. And you're like, oh, shit. And it has a big impact on you.
I love the fact that we covered all this during the first talk, because it gives people kind of context of mixed feelings.
Yeah.
So you kind of know where we come from, and so
and we just sort of threw this up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's great.
That's what it's about.
So our opinions moving forward, and when we talk about moving forward, people you said they have context.
Yeah. But to bring this all sort of together, I think that's the reason why we are here. It's like we recognize in each other that we have similarities. You know what I mean? We've kind of walked the same path. And
in different shoes, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the reason why I'm personally at this table is to sort of kind of unpack a lot of things as well. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because therapy is expensive, y'all. So
it's
free.
expensive.
It's free.
Yeah, this bringing this to the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I haven't get too deep.
Yeah. And being in this world right now when there's so much freaking happening.
Going on.
And I know y'all resonate with this, but I always feel dead in the fucking middle.
Me
and it
too.
sucks because it's I'm going to be real. I kind of lose my passion with just moving in the world because I'm always stuck in what do I do? You know what I mean?
I feel that. I can,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel this way.
It takes a lot of energy to pull this and then to pull this and and be
Well, this is our way of doing it.
And
I think so.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Without.
So glad I'm not alone.
No, you're not. That's like mixed feelings.
Yeah, we out here.
Mixed feel. What does that mean to you?
I mean, when it came, because I hit up Dash and I'm like, we need a name.
Yeah.
Let's think. He was like, all right, I'm going to think about it. I was like, it'll come.
Yeah,
and it came.
And it came. I had a great show in Oklahoma. I opened up at the Russell Westbrook show. And then Jay Farrow, I opened up for Jay Farrow that same night. So I just was riding a high. And I was in my little dirty ass Airbnb. I was scared to go to sleep. I didn't sleep that whole night, y'all.
Wow.
I was in the worst. I had a thought there too. When I got there, the second I walk in, there's a Mexican man in the Airbnb in the kitchen fixing stuff. I'm sorry, that probably would have scared the shit out of most people.
Yeah.
Because he's just in there and you expect him to come into your Airbnb and be by yourself.
Yeah.
But he in there like, hey, how you doing? I was like, what's up? What's your name? And then we started talking. I invited him to the show, and I had that thought too. I was like, most people would have been terrified in this situation. It hit her up like, why is there? But he was like, no, I just came over to make sure everything was good for you, and I trusted it.
Yeah.
I went, because I mean, let's think to be honest. I mean, the image of a rapist in modern times in America has been, and let's be real. What's been pushed through the media has been like,
I think of, I'm going to be honest, I think of Latin, Big Mex, that's true.
See, but that's what we were fed.
Sure.
And so, don't believe that. But I think what helps us is our background. With Latin people, like you said, you could drop us in Oak Cliff in the most Mexican neighborhood.
Anywhere in the world.
We good.
It's good.
I'm good. When I moved to Harlem, I had the same experience because, my family was like, You're gonna live in Harlem? Oh my God! You're not scared? But it's I'm good. I don't feel out of place anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So there's I think we have an advantage in that way because it's I'm good here. These are my people.
Right.
No matter if they're even Latin and we're not Latin, but You see the melanin.
Boy, you
know what
go
I
to
mean?
Cuba,
Like,
they gonna come up to you.
I get that all the time.
I already know.
It's funny though. Like my Latin kind of story was in my town. Black people and Mexicans didn't like each other.
Oh.
There was like, and it started. It was like specific to my high school because it started with like we had like Big Corey, we had Bernard, we had Terrence, and then we had like I think his name was like Gary or Carlos. We had like the soccer players and the football players didn't like each other. So then there was like fights all the time. Football. Football Americano.
I'm good for the corny jokes.
Yeah, that was good. But we'll add in some sound effects. but yeah, so in my school, Carlos and Big Corey, like they didn't like each other.
Yeah.
So then you had to pick sides and you had to fight. So I would honestly say most of my high school career, I was like low-key racist. Funny enough,
That's the best thing we've said on the
yeah, like I have to acknowledge.
So which side was you on, Dash?
So of course I was
side?
on.
You can pass for Latin too.
Yeah.
You can pass for it all.
Yeah. No, I get that all the time. And as an actor, they say that that's a good thing, but show me because give me casted first, and then I'll tell you it's a good thing.
Right.
But yeah, so I had to come to terms with like falling back in love with like the Latin community after I like grew up a little bit and grew out of that little kind of like tribalism. Because in high school, like it was very much like fights in the bath. Like I had fights in the bathroom, breaking sinks, breaking people's heads over the sink. Breaking sinks with people's heads, I guess is the proper way to say it.
Wow.
And like the thing came out the thing, and then I got jumped. Then I had to like go like file a police report. They need me in my balls. I had to get police came and took my pants down and take pictures.
Okay, that's traumatic.
Very traumatic, but like that's how serious it was in my school. I don't know how we even got on that, but
that was your
experience.
I
had a different experience with like Latin community,
right.
you know, and like. I was like, nah, I ain't like y'all.
Right.
You know, I'm with, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then you grow up a little bit and like, that was just this tribalism time.
Tribalism, yeah.
You know.
So I think it's just so important to expose your children to everything.
Everybody.
However you can do that, do it because it just serves them so much,
it does.
you know? Like, yeah, I'm just thinking about it all. It's like I've been exposed to so much. It's not a room that I can walk into where I'm not going to find a friend, fall in love with them, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's just what it is. Alexa's always like, you make a friend anywhere you go. There's a reason why, you know? It's not just because I'm happy, charming, whatever. It's just because I see myself in people and I connect with them, period, you know? Yeah. That's crazy.
No, I agree.
When
people, like, I hear people like, I want to send my kid to a white school. It's like,
mom. Oh my God.
To a public school.
My mom used to. I don't know if she did this with you, but there was a point before I was gonna go. Okay, right out of middle school, we went to a fairly diverse middle school. It had everything. That was my predominant experience, right? Earlier on, I was thrown into all black, all Mexican, all whites, and then. By 3rd, 4th grade, I was like exposed. I started going to that one school, and it was just everything there. And then right out of that, I was making a decision on what high school I wanted to go to. So it was between Bishop Dunn, which was this private school. What was that?
Black.
Predominantly black private school.
And white.
It was mixed, but
right.
And then it was Green Hill, which was an all-white Harvard kind of private school. And my mom was like, you're going to go there and you could get a scholarship and it's going to be easy. My mom is a straight hustler. So she was like, I'm going to get you in this school. That was her vision. Like, that was like everything to her. So they like went crazy over me or whatever. And she set up this tour. They took me in for a day and I had to act like I went there. And mom was like, oh my gosh, she was so happy. I fucking went there.
Hated it.
Oh my God. I was like, do not send me to this school. She was like, what you mean? Like, they gonna take care of your they taking care of everything. It's Green Hill. Like, look up Green Hill. And I was like, Mom, do not send. I remember telling, I told her this then, or it was when I was gonna go to college. I said, I don't want this institution to corrupt my mind. That's what I told her. Ask mom. I said it was either with Green Hill or when she was like, "You gonna go to SM?" When we were thinking about college, and I was just like, I don't want these institutions to corrupt my mind. And I think I knew
like they would corrupt your mind. What did you mean by that?
It's so funny because I laugh at myself because I don't know how I knew these things. Like when I went to Green Hill, it was all white, and I remember these 2 black girls scared the shit out of me. It was 2 twins, Alexis. Remember them Barney twins?
Yes.
They were like them.
Twins.
I remember them Barney
Remember the
twins.
2 black Barney twins? Come on, man.
Oh yeah, on the show.
They were like them. It was 2 twins.
Yeah.
And the school was like they was trying to get me to come. So, anyways, they paired me with those girls. Like they were like the,
and they were
what do you call
twins.
They were twins, okay. 2 black girls, but they were not black. They were far from black. And that's one thing about me. I love my cousins. Yeah. My black cousins on my mama's side. Oh, I love them. Kim was my best friend. Like I love them, And I was so connected to that, grounded in that experience, exposed to so much. But that was like, that was who I was, who I am, And they showed me around, and they were just like this the whole time. And this is that. There's the bathroom's the library. And it was just like no soul. And I'm not saying like, I'm not talking bad about, like down on their experience, but they just didn't have any life. You know what I mean? And they were, I remember thinking at that age, like, they were just so stuck on knowledge and like what they knew. Yeah. They weren't like living, they weren't in the world. It was just something that I felt. And I was just like, no, I do not want to turn into this. You know what I mean? I just remember thinking that in high school. Yeah. And when I went home, I was like, what'd you think? And I said, no. Like, absolutely not. And I told her that. I told her that at that age. And I just laugh at myself because I'm like, where did that come from? I do not know. But anyways.
On your years.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it just was interesting. It was interesting. Yeah. And so I definitely, when I moved out of high school, I knew I wasn't going to go to college. For sure.
Yeah, we had that conversation. Remember you called me?
Yeah.
He was like, you think I should go to college? I was like, what do you want to do? Yeah, you said, I want to act a model. I said, no. Then don't go to college.
Then don't go to college.
And you were like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sister.
I was like, she knows. She went for a second.
Go.
I did not go.
Go straight for what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell mama I said that. Don't tell dad I said that.
Yeah. Well, see, my mom wasn't strict like that.
No, she wasn't.
I think maybe she was strict on you.
Maybe
I don't know.
Stricter on me. But...
Oh, yeah. You were first?
She was first.
Yeah, we have to trailblaze and do all that.
I know. Yeah. That's why I called her.
Yeah, I think it's dope because it's like we have similar like takes on the world, and I don't ever hear like that lens spoke about. You know what I mean?
Well, here we go.
That's what this
on
is.
the Mixed Feelings podcast.
Right. We just cheesing.
Well, that concludes our first episode of the Mixed Feelings podcast. I want to give a shout out to Steve Dez and Isaac. Sir Isaac, what's your last name, Isaac?
Valadez.
Yeah, Alex Valadez.
Yeah.
And Steve, what's Steve's last name?
Dez.
Steve Dez and
Steve
Isaac
Dez.
Valadez.
What's your last name?
Williams.
Oh, you messed it up. We got Miranda, we got Dez, we got Valadez, and we got Williams.
You need to change your name.
Something a little
Williams. All this, this is fun.
All right, awesome. We love you guys.
Here we are.
Here we are. This is Mixed Feelings. Y'all want to say?
This is us. Bam. Cut it.